So hello everyone, it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're finna get into the second part of my things I've been loving so far from 2021, because we know I'm so extra I gotta get like 40 products for each category, and I don't feel bad about it, so how about that? Plus I feel like you can reference this back when Sephora VIB sale comes up, and then maybe I won't have to do a recommendation video because you'll have seen all the stuff I've been loving so far, since a good portion of this you could buy at Sephora. So I figured this might be helpful for that as well, and then if anybody asks for that video I can just refer you back to this. So let's get started now. We have blushes, we have bronzers, we have highlighters, we have highlighter palettes. It's just a lot going on, girls. So let's go ahead and get started. So I guess I'll start with the blushes. So when it comes to the blushes, I have a couple of cream blushes. I have a couple of powder. I have a few powder blushes, and then I have a couple of palettes. So I guess I'll start off with the creams, then we'll do the palettes, and then I'll do the individuals last because I have the most individual ones. So the Fenty cream blushes, I have two shades I really like. I like Cool Berry and Rose Latte. Those are the ones I use the most, and then I put obviously a powder one on top of it. I do like the Rare Beauty liquid brushes too. I just started using those. I use the shade Joy a lot. I like to use it with one of the blushes you're going to see in this video. But these are the two that I have right here. So this is Cool Berry, and this is Rose Latte. I think they are both gorgeous shades. Rose Latte kind of reminds me of the e.l.f. blush I'm obsessed with called Always Spicy. I found out about the blush through Andrea Renee like a while ago, and I love this one. I love to literally put Always Spicy on top of this, of course, because it's primer infused, and then it has this cream to back it up. It's like I feel like it shouldn't move or go anywhere all day long if I have on a mask or not, just because it has that reinforcement for the color to stick to, and then it has the primer inside of it. So that's what I like to do. And with this Cool Berry shade, I usually just pick a purpley-ish mauve tone blush and just put it on top of that, and it's just, sorry, that was the wrong one. I meant to show you this one. So with this purpley one, yeah, you just put like a mauve tone blush on top of this, like Divine Rose from Pat McGrath. I would put on top of this just to have that extra oomph and pop to it, since that's a pretty mauve tone blush. So I've been loving those as like bases for my blushes that I feel like don't have as much product or primer in them, so, or don't last as well. Next we're gonna get into these palettes, because I only had two. So I got the Sigma Rosa palette. Now I tried this year. I believe this came out this year, but I bought the whole bundle that came with the eyeshadow palette that originally came out I think a year or two ago. This palette is really nice. I had never tried their most popular blush, which is of course Rosa, what the palette is named after. I love that blush, and I love the one Nearly Wild as well. I like a good majority of these blushes. Like sometimes I'll go in with the shade Bronze Star on top of the Fenty Cool Berry shade. I just really think this is a really nice palette, and the majority of blushes in here I can use, so I can appreciate that as well. These are really nice blushes, and this is a really nice palette, and I am happy to own it. And of course Mac Daddy had to come through and do his thing with this Love Struck volume, what is this, volume 7 blush palette. It is amazing. I love every color in here. Like I love Infatuated the most, and I feel like, if you haven't noticed, there's a tone of me liking blushes that look like this, and then blushes that like blend in with my skin tone a lot better. And I usually wear blushes like this a lot of times just because it's like I have to change a whole bunch of different eye looks, and last thing I need is this bright plummy blush on, and then like I have an eye look like this, or then I have to change it to a different eye look and it doesn't actually look as well with it. I haven't really used this that much. I used it as a highlighter once and I didn't really like it for that. I need to try it a little bit more though as a like glowy blush, if you will, but I like the two powder ones the best out of here, and that's why I put it in here. But the formulation on this is really nice, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about his brand, but I really like a lot of the things I've tried from his brand, which is why I'm speaking on it, just because I think he has beautiful products. Okay, so now we're going to get into the powder blushes. So I tried this one from V. It's called, what, Piazza, I believe it's called. These are the Sunset blushes, and big surprise, it's a blush that matches my skin tone. I told y'all these are the type of blushes I usually gravitate toward, just because like I said, when I'm doing an eye look, I might have to do 2, 3, 4, 5 eye looks in one day, and I want the blush to look okay with all of them. A pink blush might not look good with, you know, like a green eye or a blue eye, but I know this neutral blush is going to look good with all eyes, which is why a lot of the times I reach for these. And it's not like I don't like the pink blushes and the corally blushes and like the mauve plum tone blushes, because I feel like those go really well with my skin tone. It's just more of a, like a realistic thing. Realistically, those blushes aren't gonna go with every look I come up with, and realistically the neutral one will. So I kind of try to stick to the ones I feel like will work best with my skin tone. Okay, So the next blushes I have are Makeup by Mario. Now, y'all know I was heated about that bronzer. If you go on Sephora now, you still can't find that damn bronzer in my shade. And it's been over a month since it came out. So it's like all the black people that review makeup just supposed to wait a month, Mario, if you come out with it. Because my answer is hell no. If everybody else can have theirs at the same time, why can't I have mine? Anyway, the shades I have are Creamy Peach and Poppy Pink. And I was nervous about buying the pink one, but I was like, I'm going to bite the bullet. And I know Jackie's always wearing pink blush, and I feel like it looks nice on her. And since Jackie and I are the same shade, I figured, why the hell not? I really like the pink one actually better than this one. I thought I was going to like this one better. I like to put this on top of the cream blush from Rare Beauty in the shade Joy. So I like put that on and dot it on, blend it out. And then after I set my face, and I'll go over with this on top. Or sometimes I'll go over this before and then put a little bit on after I set my face. But these blushes are really nice. And I made sure I got one glittery one, which is this one. And then one satin one, which is this one. These are really nice products. I feel like all the stuff he launched was nice. It was just, I didn't appreciate being excluded by not having my bronzer shade come out with everyone else's. So it wasn't like the bronzer was a bad product. I'm just not featuring it because it's not the one that's actually for my skin tone. I usually put cream bronzer underneath it to make it work. And I don't feel like I want to have to do that when you made a shade for me, and for some reason nobody should be allowed to buy it. Because it just launched on his site literally like a week ago, y'all. And I did the review almost a month ago. Anyway, next thing I have to talk about is blushes. Some more blushes. And of course, y'all know this wouldn't be a video if we didn't have Mother's blushes in here. So the two blushes I use from Mother the most are Paradise Venus and Cherish. If I remember correctly, my girl Dr. Ash on her makeup said these are the two she uses the most too. Or I'm pretty sure. I know Cherish is one for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was Cherish and Paradise Venus, which are my two favorite ones as well. So y'all know everybody talks about the packaging on these, so give me a minute. But yeah, Paradise Venus, this is what she looks like. Again, this one is close to my skin tone, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I got a bright pink that's really similar to that poppy pink from Mario. It's called Cherish. I like every single color blush I bought just about, except for Electric Bloom. Electric Bloom disappointed me because I thought it was going to be way more pigmented and vibrant than it was. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is it, Mother? Like, but where's the rest of it, Mother? Then I was sad because I was like, honey, I thought we was going to be out here looking all bright and wonderful. I feel like if you put one of the liquid blushes under it, like the Rare Beauty one, and then put that one on top of it, then maybe it would. Like if I put Joy under this, since it's more of a bright orange, and then did Mother's Electric Bloom, it might look better. But like just on its own, I felt like it disappointed me, and I was sad about that. There's a box in front of me, and that's why I keep leaning forward to like push the stuff in it. Let me push it closer on the bed, because now Mother's blush is on there. We can't be just having $38 blush fall over the floor. We can't, no. I can't afford it. We can't be risking it all like that. Okay, I cannot afford to do so. I'm so sorry. So now we're going to talk about some bronzers and contours. So I only have like one contour product, and I feel like you should know whose brand that's from. And I only have one cream bronzer, so let's go ahead and get that out the way. I know, right? With all the bronzer things that people are coming out with include cream bronzers. You think I'd have more, but no, I don't. I have the Danessa Myricks powder bronzer. It is the matte bronzing and shaping cream, and this is the shade Deep, and this one only comes with 3 shades. I haven't bought the contour balm. I don't know if I want to or not, but this is what the cream bronzer looks like. I like this because it goes from cream to powder, so it's like you don't necessarily need a powder to put on top of this. Once you blend it out, it will dry into a matte powder finish, which I think is really nice and helpful. Just this what's his name, the NARS one does the same thing, which I definitely think is nice. But I just found myself using this for more, especially because of the time beard is more, has that red tone underlying look that I prefer when it comes to this time of year. And then when the fall comes, like I said, I'll probably be using the NARS one more than the Chanel one. I mean, I bought it. The formula of it was nice, but y'all know it wasn't going to be up in here. How long it take me to make it for people who look like me? Fancy Physicians formula. How long did that take? Exactly, so honey, they can keep it and be blessed. Okay, so the next one I have to talk about is the No Limits Matte Bronzer. I have the shade Strength. This is the dark shade. This is such a beautiful formulation. It reminds me of the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer, like the way you put it on, like, because when you put it on, it doesn't feel like you're putting anything on, but it's like you clearly see it on your face and see that it's bronzing your face nicely, but it doesn't feel like you're putting any powder on your face when you use it. That's what I love about this product. It doesn't feel like I'm putting anything on my face, yet I can look at my face and see, so it doesn't have that heavy, cakey, powdery feeling to it. And the price point is just amazing. If I remember correctly, this is $18, and so is the under eye powder I bought. Y'all have to watch the video again. I'll try to remember to link the videos for this stuff above. I promise nothing though, but yeah, this I'm pretty sure was $18, and it is an amazing product for 18 bucks. I would definitely recommend you try it out. And if you don't want to try it out right now, you can wait till the sale and then, you know, go ahead and buy it then if you want to be cheap like that. I had an honorable mention bronzer, but I decided just to not. Plus I put the other honorable mention bronze in the first video, and I wasn't finna go over to just add it, so I'm like, I just left it where it was. It's not that big a deal. If I get to wear it more, you'll see them at the end of the yearly favorites, and then if I don't, then you won't. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, the next one I have is the Juvia's Place bronzer palette. So Juvia's Place bronzer palette I have in the shade dark, and if you all remember, I compared this to the Fenty one because look at it. This looks like Cocoa Naughty and this looks like Mocha Mommy, so they both look like the Juvia's Place bronzers. I mean the Fenty bronzers, and those cost way more than this one does. I think this one was like $18 for the set, whereas I think the Fenty ones are like, they're not like super high compared to other bronzers, but I think it's like 20 something or whatever. I'm not sure. But the point is, this was only $18, and buying two Fenty ones is going to cost you more than $18. So if you didn't want to spend the money on the Fenty one, this one is just as good, and the colors are pretty much exactly the same, and it is a great product to add to your collection. Plus, y'all know Juvia's Place always got some sale going on. Like, I think they just had 55 off during the holiday or whatever, so you could easily go buy it from them and be fine. The next one I have to talk about is the one I just talked about, comparing to the LYS one. This is the Glowish by Huda Beauty Soft Radiant Bronzing Powder. I have the shade 5 Rich. I believe this is the darkest shade they have. Do not quote me, but I'm quite sure it is. This is what she looks like on the inside. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous powder. I really like this again because it feels like it's nothing on the face, but it does a beautiful job of bronzing. It doesn't make your face look powdery. I don't feel like you can put on too much with this because of the way it's pressed. I feel like it blends out beautifully, and it doesn't make you look too bronze. I feel like it just gives the right amount. And I feel like I piled it on when I first used it because I feel like I was putting nothing on, and I didn't feel like it looked like a whole lot. But y'all can watch the video for this product and tell me if you felt like it did or not. But I really, really enjoyed this, and I have been loving using it this year. So the next two I have are expensive bougie things. They came out this year because there's other expensive bougie ones I like to use and other ones I just like to use in general. But they didn't come out this year, so I tried to focus on everything that came out this year. Because I'm still using the Charlotte Tilbury one, I'm still using the Gucci one, and I'm still using the Jouer bronzing palettes they came out with the more reddish undertone shade and then like the cooler undertone shade of bronzer. So those are three bronzers I still use regularly in heavy rotation, but since we trying to focus on the stuff that came out this year, we're gonna go with these. So I knew y'all knew the Patrick Ta cream contour and bronzing powder duo was gonna be in here. I know y'all knew it, right? You knew that? Okay. I'm glad everybody knew it. This is in the shade She's Chilted. The only thing I'll say about this is it's a limited amount of shades. Like Nima Tang can't use this shade. Lupita Nyong'o can't use this shade. So it's like a lot of people who are darker than I am can't use the shade. So to me, that's the only downfall of this product, because it is a beautiful product. Like when I want a contour, I automatically think of and reach for this palette, because it's a really nice palette. Like I love this, well I mean compact I guess I should say, because I figure a palette would have more than two things. But I usually go in my refer brush and use it to sculpt out with the cream, and then I'll go in with the powder on top of it. The only thing is I feel like the powder isn't as deep as it looks in the pan when you put it on your face, but that's probably why the cream is there to like help it out and give the richness that you need. It's a beautiful product. I love me a Patrick Ta powder, a Patrick Ta blush. I just love me some Patrick Ta. I was going to talk about his cream blushes, but I'm pretty sure those came out last year. I like the shade She's So LA when it comes to the wintertime, because again it's a neutral one that works better with my skin tone. And in the summertime, I like all the other ones. And then there's like a baritone one I use in the wintertime too. I think it's called She's Seductive or something like that. And I put the cream compact that matches it on top, because I feel like his cream compacts match the colors of his original just powder ones on their own, which to me was a nice touch. So then that way I could like just pair them together and everything would work out and everything would be everything. So I appreciate that. The last bronzer we have to talk about is the new Dior Forever Natural Bronze in the shade 08 Deep Bronze. Now, I have been waiting for a while for Dior to come out with this, because remember they came out with that that contour palette for the Dior Backstage collection, and they had one shade, and of course it wasn't working for me. So I appreciate them coming out with this collection of bronzers this year for people who look like me, so we actually have something to wear too, instead of just worrying about the majority as usual and just saying screw me. Now, I'll admit this shade still isn't as deep as it could be, but it's better than what they normally do, which is like 5 shades, and then like the rest of us just have to figure it out. Like Karen Harris and the rest of us just have to figure it out, because I feel like that contour palette wouldn't even work for Karen. If I remember correctly, I feel like she said she bought it because all her friends were talking about it, and it didn't work for her either. So it's like, I feel like I remember her saying that in the video. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like I just feel like that wouldn't work for her, just like it wouldn't work for me. And it's heavily perfume smelling, because I was like, I smelled perfume after I opened it up, and I was like, there was no perfume smell in this room before, so it had to be this. But yeah, this is a beautiful product. I'm actually wearing it on my face right now. That's the bronzer that we have going on up here and around the perimeter of our face. It's a beautiful product. I feel like all Dior products for me, for the most part, work. The only thing I haven't liked from them is like lip products, so I try to stay away from their lip products. But I like their highlighters, I like their blushes. Sorry, I haven't tried their blushes. I'm talking about, I like their highlighters, I like their foundations, I like their bronzers, and I like their concealers. So they have a lot of good products in their line. I actually need to try some blush now that I think about it. They had this peachy tone one that I wanted, but I ended up not getting it. I guess it's because I had so many blushes and I felt like it wasn't going to necessarily be flattering on my skin tone. It was like a really bright pink, one like the bubblegum powdery pink, and I wasn't with it. But you know, let's move on to some highlighters so we can round out this video, because we've already been here almost 20 minutes, and girl, that's a lot. And I still gotta go over all the eyeshadows. Y'all know damn well that's gonna take me like 533, 227 hours, 13 minutes. And that's a lot. So again, like I said, I like the Makeup by Mario collection. I just don't like the fact that I gotta wait for my bronze and everybody else can do their video. Anyway, so this is the Soft Glow highlighter in the shade Bronze. This is what she looks like. This was the one I wanted the most. I ended up getting honey as well, because one store I went to only had honey, and I wanted to try to get the review up in a timely fashion, but that's when I found out like my bronzer wasn't gonna come no time soon, and I just had to work with what I had. And then I went to the other store and got the blushes and this highlighter shade right here to make sure I could do the video for y'all on the day I did do it. So it's a beautiful highlighter. I think it looks gorgeous on the skin. It's one of those that blends into your skin really well, just like the Dior one I have on right now. It like blends in. It just looks like your skin, but better. It's a great product. I really like having it in my collection. It's one I like to reach for often a lot, along with his blushes. So I think he did a beautiful job. I just want to be included with everybody else. And it's not like this is a sermon people haven't been preaching for 100 years in all walks of life when it comes to people look like me not being included in everything. So, and this being his first complexion product launch, it really made me mad that the people that look like me had to wait, but everybody else's came out. So I was truly disappointed. Anyway, the next product I have to talk about is Mother's Glow Nectar highlighter. Y'all knew this was gonna be in here. This is like the best form of highlighter she has come out with when it comes to powder highlights. Second, I would give it to Divine Rose, and then third, I would give it to the Hockey Puck. I don't remember what the name it was. I think it was Gold Champagne, Champagne Gold or something, but honey, it was a hot mess. I was like, what is she doing? Why is she doing? Tell her to stop doing it. I don't like it. No. Just tell her no. Just no. The color of it was weird, and then the formula of it wasn't good. It was like, Mother, you should have just pushed that back and not put it in the collection, because this is not your best work. But this here, this is your best work. But it's like, I guess you had time to formulate it while we was all complaining about a million Divine Rose things and you not giving us any blush, which is what we wanted. So I guess she was like, I'll show y'all something there when it comes to highlighter. And she did. And I'm grateful, because y'all know I don't give a damn about a gold highlighter, but I'll pick that one up in a minute and put it towards the middle of my face, and I'll take the Makeup by Mario one and put it on the outer high points of my face and make it blend in, give me more of a natural glow. But toward the middle of the face, I want it to be like that really highlighted glow, so that's why I would put Mother's in the middle and Mario's on the side. But I really like that highlighter. Like, I used it quite a bit when it first came out. I had to calm myself down and make myself stop and use other things. Like, you have other things, you need to use other things. There's plenty of makeup around here. Plus, I wanted to take them home, and it's like I don't want to leave it here and like every weekend just have to use it here and not be able to use it on the off chance that I did want to go somewhere and I did want to use it. So I took it home and I put it in this little case, and it hasn't really been touched too much since, but that doesn't mean I don't love it. I absolutely love it. So the last highlighter we have to talk about is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Palette 2. This is her highlighter palette. The original one is in the silver packaging, and this one is in the gold packaging. This one works better for people my skin tone, and the first one just has a mixture of variety for everybody. But with the second one, she's like, no, all the chocolate people and the tan people gonna be able to use this palette, because I feel like the top row was made for like Karen in the summertime, and then like the bottom row was just made for me in the summertime, and then like the whole palette was just made for people that look like me, which I can definitely appreciate. You like don't want to be trophy wife shade, but it doesn't have as much glitter as Rihanna's does. I feel like these blend in smooth into the skin more like the Makeup by Mario one I just talked about. So you don't have to worry about this one looking crazy like trophy wife does. It'll still give you the same coloring as trophy wife, but it won't be that crazy glitter that comes with trophy wife. But if you want to be extra, put a little bit of trophy wife on top of it just to get a little bit of glow but not have too much craziness. I guess that'd be a good idea if you already own it. I'm not saying go out and buy trophy wife because it's expensive, and then this palette is expensive too. So that would be a super expensive highlighter combination, and none of that deep, sis. I don't think you should do all that. But I would say try out some Danessa Myricks. I'm really liking this highlighter palette. I really like her bronzer. So everything I've tried from Danessa Myricks, I like. I want to get some of those eyeshadows in the tube that she mixes with colors online. She has some really fun, bright, colorful ones. But of course, those didn't come to Sephora. You have to buy those on her website. So I think I'm going to wait till Black Friday if she has a sale and then go buy them. She just had a 40% off sale, but I ended up missing it. Beauty Deals BFF, of course, Amy posted about it, and I found out like after the fact, and then I was sad because I was like, I would have got all the colorful shades then to try out, and then I could have used them as basis when we do eyeshadow looks and things. So I'm kind of sad about it. I feel like I kind of played myself, but you know, at the same time, it's like, whatever, it is what it is. I'll get them eventually, and it's not like I don't have plenty of other things to play with, because how many things did I just show y'all, and I didn't even show y'all eyeshadows yet? Girl, I'm tired of talking. So, I mean, I'll probably do the eyeshadow video today, and then I'll end it there. I'm not going to try to do the lipsticks today because, child, that'll be entirely too much, and I need to cut it. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are dimes. I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Be blessed, girl. Bye.